What's up, friends? I'm Jonathan Miller, and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, where we help each other become better artists. Red Velvet is back with their third full album, Chill Kill, after what feels like approximately 400 years, even if it's only been 6. Immediately topping the iTunes charts around the globe in over 35 countries, Red Velvet is continuing their legacy as one of SM's strongest girl groups in history. If you're new to the series, today we're going through Chill Kill track by track, and I'll be sharing my thoughts on its genres and influences, productions, and more to see how this album breaks down and comes together. Red Velvet is a group near and dear to my heart that I have loved since the day they debuted almost 10 years ago with Happiness. And just like all of you, I have been really looking forward to this record. So subscribe so you don't miss more K-pop reviews, like this video, and comment telling me what your favorite songs on the album are. And real quick, I also just dropped my brand new single, The Story I've Waited to Tell. If you're looking for a chill, lo-fi pop song with a bit of a romantic twist, following me on Spotify and streaming my music is another way you can directly support this channel. The link is in the description to go check that out. But with that out of the way, here is my album review and genre deconstruction of Chill Kill by Red Velvet. Kenzie is and has always been a flawless music producer. If I see her name in the credits, the chances of me liking that song are astronomically high. Her progressions are solid, she knows how to write and innovate a pop hook, and the one thing she excels in making sure gets highlighted in her songs? Harmonies. Forever One, Humanoids, Hurricane Venus, Jet, Overdose, Pop, Red Flavor. I mean, they are all magical productions. She has made so many iconic pieces of music in K-pop. And as it pertains to Red Velvet, a group whose signature is big harmony stacking, Chill Kill rises to the occasion. It's dark and light, balanced like Red Velvet's dual concept. Red Velvet does dark and sultry just as well as they pull off light and bubbly. It's been about 4 years, I think, since we last got a dark velvet concept. And once again, we're murdering men. Gotta love it. This song recalls past Red Velvet hits and adds some synth pop newness to create a fresh entry in Red Velvet's discography. Honestly, I love it and couldn't be more satisfied. Opening like a haunting music box, this vaudeville hip-hop style song is one of the album's strongest B-sides. I loved it from the first note and couldn't get enough of it. This is part of what Red Velvet does best. They've got this haunting doll aesthetic in sound whenever they do a velvet concept, and it's just so natural for them. This isn't a group doing dark just to do a dark concept. Their every movement, riff, and vocal run really plays into the vibe. Sometimes it's these little trills, sometimes it's these big belts, coupled with the chord progressions, and just it all really fits together. And I know this is polar opposite in sound, but it's got the strength of You Better Know from the Red Summer album. Both songs are hooky and memorable from start to finish. I almost kind of wish we would have gotten 2 title tracks for this album. The song is sick and I love it. Just like I love DistroKid. DistroKid is one of the leading online music distributors helping artists like you and me get our music up on platforms like Spotify, TikTok, Amazon, and Apple Music. When I dropped my latest single, The Story I've Waited to Tell, DistroKid was able to provide everything I needed to get my song into the ears of my audience affordably. DistroKid has 3 membership tiers to help fit any artist's budget, whether you're just starting out or you're a bit more advanced in your career. The musician plan is going to allow you to upload unlimited songs and lyrics, get verified on Spotify, create royalty splits with your collaborators, and get access to DistroKid's mobile app. The Musician Plus plan will get you all of those things in addition to daily streaming stats, customizable release dates and label names, and customizable iTunes pricing too. The Ultimate plan will give you everything, including file sharing, RIAA certification monitoring, and contact info for playlisters. So use my special VIP link to save yourself 7% on your first year's membership with DistroKid. Link is in the description. Underwater is a really cool, sexy track, combining elements of pop, lo-fi, hip-hop, and R&B that's driven by a sizzling bass line and breathy vocals. Underwater pulls back on the commercial pop sounds of the album's first 2 tracks, but it doesn't say goodbye to them. All 5 members of Red Velvet are strong vocalists in different ways. When Joy is not causing car crashes in fan edits of her cover song Hello, she delivers a sultry lightness to Red Velvet's productions that gets balanced out by Wendy's more full belting tone. Underwater in particular makes really good use of that coupling to create a really slick production that if you're somebody who loves more atmospheric music, you will undoubtedly dig this one. The first time those big harmonies come in with Will I Ever See You Again is magical. Then coupled with the synthesizer, and it just elevates the song to another level. Reverb is Red Velvet's best friend, and it is used so well on this track. This is a magnetic dance song that sort of starts off softly before adding this hook that pulls you in, and I can only imagine what it would sound like on tour, especially at a stadium. Red Velvet did not come to play with this record, and by this point in the track list, that should be very obvious. Another element that is a Red Velvet signature is the combination of classical, pop, and hip-hop. They've got the vibe and vocal diversity to really embody how that combination should sound in a top 40 composition. Then at the very end, we get this layered vocal effect that only serves to highlight the light and dark concept of this album. These songs are all very theatrical and visual, even if there isn't a music video. Even if you can't understand every single word, you can feel it. You can see the movie or the play in your head. Ugh, it's just so good. Literally, what did I just say? Nearly everything I said about Nightmare applies to Iced Coffee. While this song is one of the brighter offerings on Chill Kill, there's still a small dose of darkness in the chords and the overall vibe. Given the fact that it follows Nightmare in the track list, serves even more fuel to the fire in this sort of at the haunting ballet atmosphere. It's cinematic. It swells and diminishes like a classical piece of music would. Another example as to why Red Velvet are seasoned pros in this industry. Picking up the tempo, One Kiss plays out kind of like a typical K-pop title track would, making it instantly memorable. We got hip-hop, rap, pop, R&B, classical, all wrapped up into one banger production. It calls back some of Red Velvet's earlier Velvet concepts that deliver ear butter and sexiness that you can just feel, and then it adds a small dose of playfulness to really seal the deal. My brain automatically wants Peekaboo to play right after this song, because both of them blend really well in vibe. They really ditched the festival mini albums, chanted Zimzalabim, and then delivered what we'd all been missing from these 5 women. That funky bass line open is so addictive. It's so hooky, and I'm completely in love with the lyrics, "Sorry you got in my way." This song offers such a sick dose of attitude that this album needed. We still get that playfulness, but it's really gritty because of that bass. I love a good thumping bass in pop music, and the one in Bulldozer had me absolutely hooked. Like I said, Red Velvet may be playful, but they didn't come to play and needed to make sure that we understood their B-sides had a lot to offer, and they succeeded. Yes, give me those 90s pop R&B vibes. Even when Chill Kill shifts into its more hopeful side, the tracks deliver vocals, harmonies, and these tender moments that make them just as strong as the more darker songs. Red Velvet has such a long list of genres and concepts that they can pull off. I really admire how this album balances their light and dark concept, arguably probably better than a lot of their other albums. This album might only be 10 tracks, but they're 10 really, really good ones. I know some people hate the ballad at the end of the album. I've talked about it in other reviews, but this one's kind of necessary. Chill Kill explores a lot of sides to Red Velvet and also makes conscious effort to offer new elements that we haven't seen from them yet. And Scenery is a nice, soft landing to that exploration. It's a beautifully tender moment that fits really nicely right after Wings. Yeri's vocals are sweet. Irene sounds angelic. Seulgi's even got some precious vocal moments that make this whole album feel a lot less reliant on Wendy and Joy's vocal abilities, even though they're still there. This album feels much more restructured and secure to the Red Velvet formula. It's a great way to close out this album for sure. Chill Kill contains a few genres and influences that don't veer off the beaten path much. This album isn't necessarily saying, look at all the tricks we can do, but it does have a few tricks up its sleeve. So this is how I break it down. I put its umbrella genre as is K-pop, like always. We got a K-pop group making a K-pop album. Wow, groundbreaking, I know, but that's why umbrella genres are the broadest label to put on it. I'd say its subgenre is R&B. When Red Velvet leans into their velvet concepts, they increase their overall R&B influence. Every single song can be labeled as R&B or R&B inspired, but let's go further. I would put its niche as theatrical. Niches don't always have to be specifically a musical genre, and it's been a while since I've reviewed an album that didn't use a genre as its niche. Every song on Chill Kill is very visual, whether it lyrically reflects that vibe or not. Now, it's not necessarily musical theater, which has a different feel entirely for the most part, but this album does want the listener to feel like they're watching a ballet drama of sorts with twists and turns and tender moments. It has some vaudeville-esque moments that give Red Velvet distinction. So naturally, I'd put its micro niche as classical. While it might not be as in your face as Feel My Rhythm, those classical elements give life to the music and make this record stand out, giving us a K-pop album with heavy influences of lo-fi, hip-hop, and electropop, primarily utilizing R&B song structures and productions in conjunction with classical elements to fuse top 40 hooks with dramatic theatrical progressions to highlight the talent of its vocalists. If you have been missing big harmonies and playful darkness in the music that you stream, then this album is for you. I hope that this is not Red Velvet's last album. I understand there's been a little bit of uncertainty right now at the time of this filming regarding that, but if it is, wow, what a way to go out. This is one of the strongest albums I reviewed in 2023, so if you want something that's gonna keep you on your toes from start to finish, front to back, go stream Red Velvet's third full album, Chill Kill.